Fitness, and we're talking squatting again. This time we're going to talk about the front squat and why you would want to adapt a front squat over maybe a back squat. So we've got Dylan back again, who's going to demonstrate firstly the front squat, and then we can explain a little bit more. So pop in. So now you can see Dylan now has got the bar on the front, through the front of the chest, shoulders, and then it's the same movement pattern. We're going back down and then come back up again. Perfect. Come back in again, of course, mate. Right. So this is a harder technique simply because there's lots more other factors associated with trying to get the shoulders and the range of movement around the upper torso to get around that bar, and also the weight is on the front, which people aren't used to. Maybe the reason why someone would use a front squat over a back squat, if you particularly have back problems or you don't want to, you find it uncomfortable through your lower back, the weight of the bar is now at the front. Therefore, the emphasis of the weight is more through your quads. So you're going to be using your quads more than your glutes. So we'll just show that again, and you come to the side. So as Dylan comes in, and this is just, it's based on mechanics really. So if he comes into it, you can see that the line of the weight is more in front and level with the hips. Therefore, as he goes back down again, the quads are going to work extra hard. He stays more upright in this position, so there's less load through his lower back. And then as he comes back up again, it's working, emphasising the front of the thighs a little bit more. Come back in again, we'll just talk about, so the movement's pretty much the same, and Dylan, again, has played around with his technique to make sure that he's comfortable with his width of how he wants to squat. He's happy with the angle of rotation through his legs to make sure he's comfortable with it. And the thing that Dylan's worked a lot over the years with is trying to get this kind of shoulder mobility here. And the hardest probably thing is getting that. So Dylan will come back in again. And the first part really is to take a grip, probably shoulder width apart really, if not slightly wider. From that position, he comes under and down. And in this position, it hits the top of the shoulders. And what he has to do is then bring the shoulders up and round. So they're almost facing forwards. And then from that position, he shrugs up. He shrugs up through these muscle groups. You can see him elevating through here. And what that does, it raises the bar and it sits on the front of the shoulders. But he's got really good mobility through the shoulder girdle to allow that to happen. And if he doesn't have that, it's simply going to slip down, or he's going to really be uncomfortable through this whole movement. It's going to knock his center of mass off because he's constantly trying to adjust the bar when he's squatting down. So that's really, really key. He's obviously got great range of movement through his wrist. His elbow is able to come back into again, and he's be able to get into that position. So this is really fundamental. If you're going to front squat, you need to make sure that this setup is sorted before you even load the bar. And it may take several weeks really for you to get into this position. Even for you to get into this position, it may take several weeks of training. If you pop down again, Dylan's probably, what we'll do is we'll go through some breakdown of how you get into that position, and then slowly how you can build your time onto it so your technique's improved. Okay, thanks a lot.